Welcome to the Successful Home Inspector Podcast, where we discuss everything you need to know about home inspection from A to Z. Brought to you by Preston Sandlin and Home Inspection Carolina. We're here to share some success stories and some not so successful stories. Some things we can all learn from, and maybe, just maybe, we can help each other and raise the profession. So sit back, turn up the volume, and enjoy. Now, here's your host of the Successful Home Inspector Podcast, Preston Sandlin.
Are you struggling to make your home inspection business grow? Well, have I got the answer for you. HomeInspectionFlyers.com. At HomeInspectionFlyers.com, you get 5 flyers a month. There are 3 sales flyers and 2 recipe flyers. And you can customize them to exactly what you want. And these make great flyers when you go to the offices to put in their boxes, especially if you're doing like candy bowls or something along that nature. Like I said, it's 5 flyers a month for $29.99, and they're very creative, and you just put in your information. They come as a publisher file, and you just put in your information, and then you send them off to get printed. You can send them off online, and you can get color copies for less than 10 cents a copy. It's a great way to go. I went from being a 1-man home inspection firm to a 7-man home inspection firm on this one strategy alone. So try it today. HomeInspectionFlyers.com. Thanks.
Okay, well, guys, I have an exciting interview for you today. I have a multi-inspector firm, AJ Deerey. He owns Slab to Shingles in Naples, Florida, and we connected on Facebook talking about drones and roof inspection, and he's a pretty exciting guy. So, AJ, tell us a little bit about yourself, because we want to get to know you personally.
Resided originally out of Chicago, had a very large inspection company up there. Decided to open a branch down here. 48 years old, been doing this over 20 years, and run a multi-team inspection firm handling very, very large estate homes.
Right. So tell us a little bit, AJ. How did you? Now, were you a home inspector in Chicago? You worked for a multi-firm there, or you had a multi-firm?
No, I had a multi-firm there. I actually graduated from Eastern Kentucky University with a degree in construction science.
Oh, okay.
Decided to be an adjuster for Allstate for a while. Traveled all over the country doing hurricane and wind-related claims. Then said, that's a little bit heavy. Decided to do this. I was asked to do some inspections for some realtor friends of ours, and now one thing led to another. 22 years later, I'm still doing it.
I hear you. My in-laws, they're all from Lexington, Kentucky, and they
very
bleed
familiar
blue.
with it.
Yeah, they bleed blue. I mean, I tell you, there are no casual UK fans. He actually went to Western. I think they're the Hilltoppers. What's
they're a brother.
What's Eastern Kentucky?
Colonels.
Okay.
Yeah, about 30 minutes south of Lexington. I actually worked in Lexington.
Oh, okay. Well, AJ, you say you've been doing this for quite a while now. Tell us about some of the changes that you've seen.
Changes I've seen. Well, obviously, we all started with Polaroid cameras, and I actually was fortunate enough to handwrite them with, what's that blue ditto paper stuff?
Oh, I know.
So get a copy. Yeah, the 3
copies. carbon
copy. That's right.
Right.
Polaroid photos, and no electronic delivery, nothing like that. It's progressed now to all my inspectors carry either a Samsung or an iPad, and our reports are pretty much electronically done on site, uploaded to the office. Obviously, all digital. We probably haven't printed a report in 5 years. They're delivered electronically. I'm fortunate that a lot of our clients are not in the area, so we do a lot of inspections without the buyers being on site.
Right.
We deliver them all over the world.
Awesome. What now? Do you use a particular type of report writing software? Or do you have guys?
Yeah, I've used a bunch over the years. I've been on PalmTech now for probably the last decade.
Okay, cool. Now you use when we were talking before, you use a team approach. Is that correct? When you guys go to inspect?
Yeah, all my inspections are done with a 2-man team, possibly a 3-man team. Varies on magnitude of the home. Understand, I'm in an area where we can do a 1,200 square foot condo, and the next one could be a 11,000 square foot house on the beach valued at $9.5 million.
Right.
So
right.
it's nearly impossible for one guy to do these anymore.
Yeah.
It's also faster and less errors.
Right. And for all the listeners out there, Naples is a and correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, but from what I understand, it's kind of a playground for the rich and famous, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of people winter there who have quite a lot of money. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, well, pretty easy way. This is Never Neverland. Peter Pan around here wouldn't shock me.
I think doesn't Rush Limbaugh live there? Doesn't he? His things from there or something. I think so.
There's a lot of people down here.
I hear you.
So,
well,
high rent district.
I hear you. Well, AJ, tell us. This is going to be a 2-part question. First of all, how many inspectors do you have? And take us back to hiring that first one, because a lot of our listeners are probably one-man shops. And, they're struggling to hire their first guy. So, first of all, how many do you have, and what was it like hiring the first one?
Well, I'm in a little different situation than a lot of you guys are. We have an inspection down here called a wind mitigation inspection.
Right.
It's an inspection done for the insurance companies. It's a standardized form by the state of Florida, extremely detail-orientated. I mean, it's just about as timely as a home inspection. So when I have inspectors, we switch off between home inspectors and wind mitigation inspections. So I have right now currently 4 teams, 7 guys.
Okay.
7. Let me reword this: 7 peoples.
Right.
Okay. I do have a couple females, and then I will fill in, or we'll triple team on big ones, and we'll rotate according to square feet and magnitude of the home.
Right.
The second part.
Okay.
It's hard to how am I going to word this? It's hard to let go.
Yeah.
All right.
I know what you're saying.
You cannot make enough money being a one-man inspection firm. Okay.
Right.
By the time you pay the market, just to put it in perspective, I run a home service company too, Home Watch, which none of you guys will, but something like that. My office staff, I have 2 dedicated people for the phone. I have 2 dedicated report writers.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is upload it and send it in. Okay. They also handle the scheduling. I have a full-time marketing girl.
Okay.
All she does is market. Okay. In order to handle that, you have to have more inspectors.
Right.
My advice to the guys in the beginning, okay, get someone you can trust, have them work with you for a year.
Right.
2-man approach. 2-man approach doesn't cost you any more than a 1-man, because you can do 3 or 4 in a day versus doing 2.
Right.
Okay, so you're not going to lose money doing it. When that guy gets comfortable, send him on his own and do it again. Put another partner with you. It makes your life easier when you got another guy with you, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Once you start doing this team approach, you'll find it extremely organized. You'll find the inspections go faster. It frees up the one guy on the tablet to do nothing but talk to the agent, talk to the buyer, answer the 10 million questions that come up. And the report is done on site, uploaded. Let me say the report is not done totally on site. Our reports are done about 80% on site.
Mm-hmm.
They still need to be tweaked out, grammar checked, pictures moved around a little bit, and that's what the office staff does and then sent out.
That's awesome. I think you got it figured out, AJ.
Well, I also have a brother-in-law, for all you in Ohio, that owns Pillar to Post, which is the largest home inspection company in the country.
Right, right. No, I'm sitting here taking notes. And you know, we use a team approach if it's a big house, just because of what you just said. And I told him I said, you know, one of us might have to run interference with the agents and the buyer and the uncle who did heat and air, who's 10 years ago, who wants to talk to you the whole time.
Exactly.
And it's very hard for one person to do that and do the inspection. Well, AJ, changing gears here just a little bit, do you have a success quote you'd like to share with us, or a quote that you like or live by?
We pretty much, the way our company attitude is, we're going to educate this buyer regardless of the repercussions. Mm-hmm. So when they buy that house, they know every single thing about it.
Right.
I'm strong enough and powerful enough down here where I really don't care if the agent gets a little upset. Okay? It doesn't matter to me. I know you guys want to walk a fine line with the agents, but if you deliver a high-quality product, the agents respect that. They're mad at first, but then they do it. If you miss it, you do one problem. A problem person will tell 15 other people. Someone happy will tell 2.
Right.
So that's why you have to make the buyer happy.
Right.
Okay? You have to educate them, make it good. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't want to nitpick and piss everybody off, but, I mean, you have to use some common sense. Our rule is if it's under $5, we don't worry about it.
Right, right. You know, AJ, I heard a quote one time. You know how a lot of people say the customer's always right. I always tell my guys, you know, that's not necessarily true, but the inspector's always right, trying to make the customer happy. That's what I said. Well, AJ, changing gears.
They're paying you to educate them.
Exactly. Well, AJ, changing gears again a little bit. What do you do in your spare time?
I have a 14 and 11-year-old.
That's right. The girls, the boys. I know we were talking before.
2 boys.
2 boys.
I'm pretty much tied up with 2 teenagers right now. I don't have any spare time.
I hear you. I have a 10 and 14-year-old girls, so I'm in dance recitals and volleyball and on and on. Well, tell us something that most people don't know about you, AJ.
Pretty much, this is a very hard business to stay in. If you can make it past that 5 note, the bottom line is you're going to have to reach deep. You have to come up with unique ideas to market. If you're not busy inspecting during the day, it doesn't mean you have the day off. I mean, I took the approach, we put 50 hours a week in between me and my wife. Right? That's 100 hours a week we put into the company. Now we're fortunate enough where we're able to hire people to do some of the stuff that we used to do. But, I mean, if you're starting out, if you're not banging $750K a year in inspections, you're not a company yet. Right. Okay. Right. You can go to work at Home Depot, okay, and make $80,000 a year if you're an assistant manager. So if you want your own company, it's gonna be hard. Yeah. And you have to be creative. You have to know the new technology. I mean, you have to have the infrared cameras. You have to have the knowledge of the polybutylene, the knowledge of all the changing things in the trend. I personally don't partake in any of the ASHI, NASHI, or any of that other stuff. I am a member of NASHI, but I think it's a waste of time. Right. Okay. Right. You guys spend more time on a chat room talking to each other than marketing agents. So.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, AJ, you know as well as I do that if you do enough inspections, you're going to have an unhappy camper. How do you handle unhappy campers? Do you have a process? What's that look like?
Well, the first thing you got to do is figure out if you made a mistake.
Right.
Okay, if you blew it, you better fix it. I mean, I'm the first one to buy cracked window panes, you name it. Over the years, I've probably bought 500 different items. Right. Okay, if my inspectors miss it, you got to pay for it. Now, if it's unreasonable, okay, if you have the right system to inspecting, you should not miss anything. Right. Okay, the only time you're going to miss it is if your damn phone rings and you're answering it, you're distracted because of the kids' issues at home. If you focus on it, you won't miss it. If you have the unhappy person, you have to resolve it. You have to keep it out of the court of law. Sure. $5,000 will usually solve any problem.
I hear you. I'm going to go off script just a little bit, AJ, because I totally agree with everything you say. The one exception would be, and I'm asking if you, because I've got them, it's not that often, but you just get a person who's unreasonable. I mean, they're just unreasonable. I mean, you're trying to give them a reasonable thing. I mean, have you ever had the unreasonable, unhappy camper?
And if they become unreasonable, a lot of you guys use contracts ahead of time that they sign releasing you out of liability. I can tell you right now I don't use them. All right? What we do with totally people that are ludicrous, okay, we send a nice email to them saying, I'm sorry we didn't meet your expectations. We copy the agent on it, and we return the inspection money in full. Right. The one thing you don't want is an unreasonable person to drive that agent nuts and drive that agency nuts and drive that broker nuts, okay, for the next 3 months over $340. It ain't worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you.
It's called the return policy. If it doesn't fit, you guys bring it back to a store. If you don't like it, you return it. It's the same thing here. You got to be a little reasonable.
That's right. And I totally agree.
That makes it go away.
Yeah. I've refunded, and
sometimes I've had, that's a whole different tangent. Sometimes my inspectors don't always agree with me, but they don't see the whole picture. I'm like, look, $400 back to them.
Yep.
You got to look at the lifetime value of the agent. Do you want to be right, or I don't know. I get in this argument all the time. I'm like, what is it, penny wise, pound foolish?
Yep. Leave your pride at the door. You're here to do a job. If they're not happy with the job you did, you didn't meet their expectations. Now, are their expectations real? Probably not. But why get into a confrontation that you could get blackballed in a 200 agent office? It's not worth it.
I'm totally with you, AJ. Well, AJ, we're going to get into a time when you failed and a time when you made it. But first, let's take a pause for our sponsors.
Well, I'll admit this probably doesn't have much to do with home inspection, but it will help me pay for this podcast. If you're in need of anything to hang on the wall, along the lines of art, go to PrestonSandlin.com. Check it out. You can click on there if you're interested, and it takes you to Fine Art America, some of the stuff I've done. And you can have all kinds of things, phone case covers, all different size art things. So if you're looking for a gift or something like that, you like this podcast, it'll help me pay for this podcast. That would be awesome. And if you can prove to me that you bought something from it and I see you at a conference or something, I'll buy you an adult beverage. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, I'm back here with AJ Deerey. He's dropping some gold nuggets all over the place for our listeners out there. And I hope you're taking notes, because I know that I am. And I got one more kind of negative question, then we can go into the positive questions. AJ, tell us, we've all failed at some point or another. Tell us about a time when you failed, and take us back there and what you learned from it.
What did I blow on an inspection? I'll give you an example. Don't get me wrong, it's been a while. I have a system, which I'll disclose to you guys a little later on in this conversation, that almost eliminates your chances for liability. I got distracted because of a phone, a text, an email. I was on the side of a condo building. There's a bunch of condensers out there. There's a brand new American Standard air handler inside.
Right.
I'm walking outside. I'm looking at all the condensers. There's a brand new American Standard condenser out there. I immediately took a quick look at it. Said, "Hell, it's only 6 months old. It's under warranty." Moved on.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 months after the lady moved in, that condenser belonged to the neighbor.
Oh.
All right. I immediately said, "Hey, I blew it." And I said, "You could see how the thing was made. I bought our new condenser, moved on, told the agent. Everybody was happy. She was happy. I paid for the new condenser. About 2 weeks after I paid for it and had it all installed and everything, I got a check in the mail from her saying, 'Hey, you stepped up to the plate. You made a mistake. You're human. Here's a reimbursement for the condenser.'"
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
So if you handle stuff right, you can keep the agents happy.
Right. AJ, I have a similar story, not quite as dramatic, but the best agent I have that's been using me for 12 years, on my very first inspection I did for her, I got distracted by the other agent who, it's a long story, he's just a talker, and I forgot to go back and check the dishwasher after I had run it, and long story short, dishwasher didn't drain properly, yada, yada, yada. And I wound up, it was a condo. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $300. I paid for it. But and it was my fault. But you know what? She gives me about 30-some inspections a year for 11, 12 years now. And she tells me all the time it's because I stepped up to the plate on that first thing. It showed what kind of person I was. So, yeah, I think you're right.
I've seen a lot of inspection companies fire up, last a year and a half, and go down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You've got to check the pride at the door.
Exactly.
Okay, you may be the best doctor in this area, but if you piss people off, you won't have any patients.
That's right. That's right.
All your pride stays, all your drama stays in the truck. Your phone. My rule in my company: if I catch you with a phone on a text, an email, you touch your phone during an inspection, you're immediately fired.
Wow.
Okay, they know that. There is no reason to have phones on. Okay, if they have an emergency, any of their family, they can call my office. When my office texts them, it has a separate ringer in their phone. They'll know it's an emergency.
Right.
So people, you've got to realize that you cannot be playing with phones, laptops, and trying to look at I don't know what the guy's value is, but a 2,800 square foot house with ice all over it, and it's pouring rain. You can't do it.
Sure.
You're going to make a mistake.
Absolutely. Well, AJ, we talked about a time when you failed. Let's talk about I hate that I said I made it moment, but how about I've come a long way moment? Have you had that moment when you're like, wow, come a long way?
when I put my 5th crew on and we book out nonstop for, I would have to say I've probably been booked out 90% of the week for the last 5 years. We've got it down now.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's when we knew we had it and understood it. We understand the business. We understand the routine. We know how to do the cost control. We know how to keep the cash flowing.
Right. Now, AJ, where you are, in a lot of parts of the country, you know, we're getting ready to get busy right here in the spring, because, you know, when it gets close to kids getting out of school. But your seasons they're a little bit different, aren't they, because of the snowbirds? Or when's your busiest?
Nah, I'm pretty much. I mean, I do about maybe at most a 10 to 15% jump between January, February, and March, but I'm pretty consistent all year. I mean, because of the desire of the area here, I mean, people come down all throughout the year to buy a house. They'll come down in the summer. They'll look for a house for vacation home. I mean,
right.
So I don't have that. It's 20 below, packed in ice, and there ain't selling any houses the whole month of December. We really don't have that.
Right. Do you ever, while you're down there, you ever see on the news or something when it snows back in Chicago? Do you miss it or not miss it at all? I hear you. Well,
I have the same problem as you guys do. So it starts raining in June, and rains 4.5 hours a day every day.
Yeah.
And I know the nice thing is snow is dry. You can do an inspection, and you can cover yourself with snow. Okay, you could say the roof's covered in snow. I don't get that option with rain.
No, I'm same here, and we do get like a week of like monsoon season or something. Well, AJ, changing gears a little bit, do you have a favorite book you could recommend, like a business book, or what you could recommend to our listeners? You
have to. I'm not a big reader, to be honest with you. If I've got any time, I'm outside with the kids fishing and everything. My philosophy on it, I stay very in tune with, I'm very into the infrared.
Right.
Okay, and I'm very into the web and the apps and all that. So, I mean, I would recommend you stay as educated on the technology as you possibly can.
Right.
And stuff. I mean, you've got to get good with that tablet. That tablet saves you 4 hours a day.
Absolutely.
If your template is set up right, if you know how to use a wireless camera, what has Bluetooth on it, that those photos automatically slide over to that tablet in place, especially when you got a 2-man team. I mean, you're talking saving yourself tons of hours. So, I mean, I'm constantly reading about the latest ways to move pictures around. We're very heavy in the voice recognition now. I can talk a lot faster than I can type.
Yeah. Now, does the Palm have that, or do you have like that Dragon speaking, or how does that work?
I'm pretty much using the Samsung Galaxy. I forgot which one, the big one. And we're using a software that runs with it. So it's when you, instead of pushing the keyboard, when you push the square to type, we have a wireless mic that we clip on our shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got a couple years to go on that yet. The technology on that is not quite there. I mean, it's almost becomes, you can't use it outside. I mean, the wind and the lawnmowers and the anything else will just screw it up. But on the interior, you can save a lot of time with it.
Sure. We're using tablets, and I tried the voice recognition software, and it does work. The only problem is sometimes when I'm doing reports, there's like sounds around me and stuff. And
yep.
I don't know. I haven't got to where and a lot of times when I'm talking, I kind of go and ah. And
yep.
You need to think about what you're going to say before you say it. But anyway,
there's a reason all this software has drop-down menus.
Right.
Okay, well, you should be typing about 15 comments per report. You should have the other 200 in there.
With the macros. Yeah. I tell my guys, and I have a manager, Chip, who takes care of all that. And I said, if we've written something more than 3 times, it needs to become a macro. Or can.
It needs to go in your library. I mean, you see the same thing over and over and over. And when you got something really unique, I mean, you type it in. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Sure. Well, AJ, tell us a little bit about your ancillary services. What do you offer to offer more value to your client?
Well, I'm very unique down here. I mean, I have 2 divisions to my company. I have a home inspection wind mitigation. I'm also really heavy into mold and toxins and stuff like that. I do a lot of environmental inspecting. On the other side of my office, I have a home service company. That does home watch, which is babysitting homes for seasonal people. We check them once a week. We're constantly inspecting them. We manage their estates, their pool, their lawn, their cleaning people. So I have, if you buy a house down here, I can inspect it, take care of it, do all the repairs on it, everything in time. We're just pretty much, we've got a business management end of it and an inspection end of it. And the environmental end of it is getting really big in this country. And if you can stay with that technology, you get really, really well paid for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, AJ, we talked about the changes you've seen coming from the Polaroid and the carbon paper, and we kind of alluded to it. But what do you, if you could predict the future, if you had a crystal ball, how do you think home inspections will change in the future?
They're going to go to video.
Okay.
They're going to go to edited videos. They're going to go to virtual tours of the house, but a virtual inspection tour.
That's what I think. We started using GoPros with
That's
the
what
Wi-Fi.
we use too.
With the Wi-Fi connection, we go in the crawl space in the attic for multiple reasons. To go back and review it, to have a tape of what it is. But I also think it's kind of like the dashboard cam and the, like the police officers have, So, but and I think, if you could have somebody sitting in New Jersey, that can basically follow you through the inspection, I mean, man, that would be an awesome service to offer compared to your thing.
Even if we're doing some video inspecting right now. It's extremely, I was amazed at how many people wanted it.
Right.
We're getting the hang of editing these videos. Don't get me wrong, these aren't Disney Pixar movies. All right. And we tell the people that, hey, this is a GoPro on a stick. Okay. We use this it looks like a long fishing rod. It's hard to find for the GoPro, but you can find it.
Right.
It's mainly used for fishing to hold outside a boat or underwater. I mean, you could pretty much stick that GoPro up ducts, into attics, into soffits, down holes. And what we're doing is not room by room, but pretty much section by section inspecting.
Right.
So the GoPro will be running. We edit them up a little bit. Okay, we type a lot of stuff in them. Okay, we use a lot of vocals in the GoPro. The GoPro has an incredible microphone.
Right, right.
When you're videoing, you can talk pretty clearly. I don't deal with furnaces or burners or any of that stuff. My big thing here is pools.
Right.
Okay. I can do a virtual inspection of the pool. They can see what we're checking. They can see all the pieces. The GoPro goes underwater.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought about that.
They can see all the lights. You send them so the video will be about, we're trying to keep them under an hour. And we explained we were there for 4 hours, but we didn't videotape opening and closing the cabinets.
Right.
And we've got a real good disclaimer in the beginning that we typed up, hey, this video is for the highlights, the major things in the house that we've inspected, so you can understand what goes into the house, blah, 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 blah. We don't videotape every single window.
Sure,
we videotape one window, the inspections and things. Video presentation on inspections is going to become very, very common here real quick.
I'm with you.
There's a lot of us leaning that way right now, especially if you're into the technology like me. When you deliver a written report with a 45-minute video, these people are totally happy.
Yeah, no, that blows them away.
The nice thing is you're covered because you were in that room and you inspected it. So if they say, that outlet has a problem, you got it on video with a circuit tester in there. Go ahead. What do you mean it's got a problem? It broke.
Right. Well, and I like the thing with the video, too, that, we give our presentation of what we found. And, every once in a while you get a crazy person that says you didn't say something or you did say something. Well, you got a video of it.
Well, the other thing, too, is that it really helps the buying agent because they're not going to review the video. They don't even watch it. They just forward it to the listing agent. Here you go. Here's the report. Here's a summary. Here's the need services. This is what I want fixed, and here's a video to support it. So then come back to me and say you're not doing it.
Right. Hey, AJ, what video editing software do you use, out of curiosity?
Well, we got about 4 of them going right now. And pretty much the Microsoft one that comes standard, the Microsoft Movie Maker.
Windows Move, is it Windows Movie Maker? Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Windows Movie Maker? It's about the
Right.
most user-friendly one you can get.
Can I?
We've bought in better ones. It's just time-consuming.
Yeah. Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
That my Chip, my manager, he's very technical. He got us. It's only $50. It's called AVS4U. The number 4. It's like $50. It is the most awesome one I found, and it's easy, real easy. Check it out.
Really, isn't it fast?
Yeah, it's fast, and you can speed it up, slow it down, chop it up. If you want this part to be fast because you're kind of doing some repetitive stuff, or and you can slow a part down. It's just so easy. It's called AVS4U. Highly recommend it. It's like $59.
Yeah, we've got the other one that's priceless is the GoPro software.
Yeah, I had that, but it kept locking up on me for some reason.
Well, though, you gotta buy the upgrade.
Yeah.
You gotta be the $9.99 upgrade.
I hear you. Well, try that AVS4U, and you know what? If you buy it once, it's a lifetime license too. But okay, well, I'm sorry I took you down that rabbit trail, but
no, that's the thing for these guys who have got an established company and want to start getting more market share. That's going to put them out. I mean, that's going to if you're the first one in, I don't know, Philadelphia, okay, that comes out with a video inspection to go with your report. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're going to bump yourself above the competition.
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to do the $60,000 house foreclosure by Fannie Mae. Okay. Right. When you're presenting a product that is really high end, you're going to get the higher end agents. You're going to get the better agents. Okay, and you can charge for this video. I mean, we ask them flat out, would you like a video inspection to go with it? Yeah. How much would that be? How many square feet is it? Okay, well, it's $95 additional, but you'll be able to sit and see everything over and over. Nobody says no for $95.
Right. And you know what else you could do? Just thinking out loud, you may do this already. You could do like a 5-star package or something like that. Like the ultimate combo. Everything you do, the infrared.
Why?
Well, I mean,
put it all on the cart. It's more to the bottom line. They're going to do it all anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys in the Midwest want to do this. Oh, we'll do the home inspection, radon, and termite for this. Why don't you just say, we'll do the home inspection for this. Would you like to add radon and termite instead of making it a package where you take a $100 hit? Right. Price doesn't matter in this industry. If any of you guys think price matters, it doesn't.
Right. Well, I always say value. Compete on value.
Exactly.
Don't compete on price.
And if you're presenting a product that's incredible, people will pay that extra $80. They don't care. They're buying a $300,000 house. They don't care about $80.
Yeah, and I always tell people, don't compete on price. That's a race to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom.
And don't use a damn coupon either.
I hear you. Well, AJ, changing gears just a little bit. Have you ever been thrown under the bus by a contractor? I know I have. How do you handle it? Do you have any ideas how? I mean, I know it can't be prevented, but at least controlled or contained.
No, I pull my PE engineering license and say, let's go ahead on this. So, I mean, I pretty much educate the buyer. The contractor is looking at it in a different way than we are. He's looking to bring it up to the biggest and the best in remodel. We're not there. We're here to educate you on what's there.
Right.
If a contractor disagrees with it, the easiest way to get out of this, especially them roofing guys, is to say, Mr. Jones, there's no problem. If you have the contractor, the roofing contractor, send you a letter saying this is within industry standards and I guarantee this will be was not going to have a problem for the next 5 years, pay him his $100 and let him warranty it for $100. He'll never do it.
Right.
Just tell the buyer to throw the contractor, say, hey, put it in writing that you will gain. That way, if I have a problem with this a year from now, you can fix it for free. They'll never do it.
Okay. I like it. And we're starting to wind down here. I appreciate you've been very gracious with your time, AJ. I want to ask your opinion on something. And you alluded to this earlier. I'm pretty sure I know what your answer is going to be, but I'm bothered sometimes by what I see on home inspector forums. Although there's some that are getting better, but it seems like egos get going and negativity starts flowing, and especially like somebody just starting out to put something on there, and it seems like some guys are beating their chest, and it just gets so negative, and I mean I don't know. It makes us look bad. Do you have any ideas how to stop this and prevent it, or just stay off?
Stay off.
Yeah.
My idea is I'll go on the forums when I retire.
Right.
I haven't been on a damn forum in 10 years because I don't want to listen to other people's drama, and I'm just starting out a company and who's going to print your business card. If you're trying to start a company and don't know how to do a business card, you shouldn't be starting a company.
Right.
Okay? I do agree with some of the I really am a strong supporter of NASHI's marketing forum and the tools they give you for free. I'm not a member of ASHI. I'm not knocking it either. I just don't have the time to do it. Right? But in these forums, you've got to understand, you've got a bunch of personalities. You've got people with different businesses. You've got people who are very, very big, people who are very little. Okay?
Right.
I have a friend of mine that I met through NASHI that lives in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He makes $220,000 a year doing home inspection. Okay?
Right.
I couldn't live in Naples on that. But he can live like a king in Iowa. So you got to just look at who you're talking to. And remember, this is imaginary people. They're virtual friends. So.
Sure. And like you said, what you're looking at in Florida is, because of the weather and the type of construction is totally different, too, than Iowa. So, you can't really, I'm with you. I totally agree.
Use the resources available to you, but also think outside the box.
Absolutely.
I mean, marketing is the key. If you can deliver the product and you have unique marketing, you'll be successful. And marketing is hard. Look for unique ways to market. And if you want a few of them, I'll tell you right now, some ones that will truly work and come out of the box and get you going.
Well, can you give us one or two? That would be awesome. Our listeners would love it.
All right. First thing, you're trying to get a new agent. Get rid of constant contact. It's impersonal, and you're sending them a spam mail that's aggravating them. Okay. Hit the office with something, and there is nothing better than sponsoring a sales meeting or educating a real estate office on a topic.
Right.
Pick a topic you're comfortable with and educate yourself immensely on it. I am an expert at wind mitigations. I can get into any office and teach 150 agents about wind mits.
Right.
Okay, I've got their attention. Nothing beats face-to-face. If you're working for an agent, don't forget about them. After the inspection, what we do is we send out a card. It's a handwritten card. It says, thanks a million. Inside is a Florida lottery ticket, or Florida lotto ticket for that drawing the following Saturday. You're thanking them. It's cute. They get their attention. I believe in giving them something back in return. You can't pay them cash. I own a ton of Tervis tumblers. I have my logo put into them. It's a practical gift. They're not going to throw it away, and it's going to sit around the office. Okay, you can put all the damn notepads and all the pens you want into circulation. You're mixed in a box with 40 other title company pens. It's not going to work.
Right.
Okay, but if they have a Tervis tumbler sitting on their desk they drink their water and coffee out of, your logo is sitting on their desk in front of 100 other agents.
No, I like it.
Everybody says the web doesn't work. I totally disagree. 95% of the people use the web as the yellow pages now.
Right.
So get your website up. Don't just make it simple. You want them to call. All right? You don't have to go on and on with all this other crap in there, and nobody reads it anyways. Okay, I'm currently, don't look at my website, by the way, because mine is horrendous, and it's being rebuilt right now. In 3 more months, I'll have a thing. But it simply says call to schedule.
Right.
For those of you guys who are a little bigger business, are a little stronger, possibly have marketing people, get hooked up with their not-for-profits.
Right.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with you helping out Coldwell Bankers or Remax or wherever it is. They have a charity division there. Jump in that game with them.
Right.
You earn the respect of them. You don't have to pay anything. Go paint a house or whatever you got to do. Okay? The other nice thing, what I'm going to highly suggest, is get into that technology. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to probably be one of the first companies in this country to have an app that schedules. An agent can schedule right online with an app through her phone. Right.
Do you use any scheduling software right now?
No, we don't. We use Outlook Calendar.
Okay.
The nice thing about Outlook Calendar, it works on every single smartphone. We just plug them into a calendar. You can pick colors there. So one crew is red, one's purple, one's green. It's nice because everybody has access to it in the field. And if there is a situation where one crew is running 2 hours an hour behind, the other crew's an hour ahead, they can go right on their phone, see where they're at, flip over and do that one or get it started or whatever.
Oh, cool.
I don't believe in those scheduling companies. I know some of you guys use them. I don't believe in it.
Right, right. I wanted to back up on one thing you said, AJ, and I totally agree with, is the charities. If you get, belly to belly with some of these agents and help out, because I always tell guys, we're always going to that office asking for business. We're taking. I mean, we're
right.
always asking. We're not giving anything. So, I mean, and you got to think about it that way. You're kind of like a pest to them. Now, if you start, like you said, going there, bringing them useful information that will help them in their job and helping them with their charity, I've heard it called going from a pest to becoming a guest. And now you're a welcome
right.
guest instead of a pest. So,
right. You better take care of that lady at the front desk.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The other thing, it's very simple, guys. Almost every single real estate agency in the country does blood drives.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Good
okay.
Stuff.
Get your ass into the Winnebago, lay next to two agents, and let them take a pint out of you. And if you got other inspectors, make them do the same thing. You're laying on a couch next to another agent,
right,
logoed up with your shirt and everything. That's the other thing, which I see you guys, a lot of people not doing. You better have the image.
No,
You're charging $150 an hour for your service. That's
right.
more than a doctor makes.
Right.
So you better have a high-end shirt on. You better. I use police gear. I use the SWAT pants, the fatigue-like pants that they sell, that the police wear.
Right.
The reason we use those, they don't rip in the attics. Nails don't tear them. They have tons of pocket. They're clean cut. Okay, and we happen to, because of our climate, we use Columbia fishing shirts. They're logoed up, and they are not imprinted. They are monogrammed.
Nice.
Red. Okay,
nice.
You're charging people a lot of money when you got a home inspection rate on mold, termite, wind mitt, pool inspections, whatever else you guys do up there and stuff. I mean, you're looking, when you break it down, it's $150 an hour. So you better
right.
look the part. Don't pull up in your wife's minivan.
I hear you. I like the SWAT pants because of all the pockets. That's a good idea.
Well, they're only $28 a piece.
Yeah. Well, AJ, I just got 2-3 more questions, and I'll let you go.
No
You've been really gracious.
I ain't doing nothing anyway.
Now, keep in mind, this is a G-rated show on this next question because I had to tell iTunes. And it will be on iTunes and Stitcher, by the way. What is the wildest or craziest or weirdest thing you or one of your guys have found on an inspection?
I would have to say, and one of them jumps out. I happen to be on the inspection, too. We actually did a house, it's been about 5 years now, where one of my guys came in the attic, came down and said, you got to see this. I go up there and he goes, what's wrong? I literally stood there and said, I don't have a clue what the hell you're talking about. He goes, what's wrong with this attic? The house was never insulated.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is the house?
I was about 9 years old.
9 years old. It's never insulated.
Not one drop of blown in it.
Oh,
but don't get me wrong. I mean, you guys are starting to see extension cords, and I've seen hundreds of those things. Okay, right. I've seen every Home Depot modification, Home Depot wannabe. That doesn't. But when you get into some serious trade things, I mean, that's where it's been pretty creative. I mean, that's probably one of the most unique things I've seen. I just last week, never seen this before either. The spacers were left in the tile, and they grouted over them.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, 20 years, I've never seen that. So, I mean, once in a while, I've done so many that, like, common stuff that blows you guys away. This is like, okay, I've seen that 10 times. But I've never seen spacers left on the floor and grouted over.
Wow, I've never seen that. That is
first for me, too.
Hopefully you got some pictures of it. Put those up. Put them up on your website. Well, AJ, do you have a training or marketing resource you'd be willing to share with everyone?
Yeah, hire a girl that is fluffy, bimbo-y, and happy, okay, that will go to all these functions and can relate to a female experienced agent, because you as a male cannot talk to a 35-year-old agent who's been in the business 15 years.
Right.
He can go in there and represent you. You logo her up. We don't send them in with shirts and stuff. We send them in with really nice name tags.
Right.
Yeah, they have different name tags. Get someone to do, and the spelling on it is called Guerrilla, Guierilla marketing. If you Google that is a book you should buy. Okay. That guy is a brain surgeon. Okay. He's a guerrilla marketer. He's the one who took Ford up. He used to work for Ford. That's the style I think you guys have to do. I mean, that is the industry standard right now. If you have someone representing you, they're a customer service rep, they're representing you, they're wining and dining, they're delivering cookies, and all the other stuff you have to do.
Right.
And they can relate on a personal level better than a male can to, an agent who really doesn't want to have anything to do with you because you just pissed her off in her deal.
Yeah, right. Well, I like the idea of hiring a female because, a lot of people say, take an agent to lunch. And I don't know about you, but I'm a 45-year-old married guy.
Nah.
And if I take an agent, in an equivalent age, she's going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to be uncomfortable.
Right.
And even though I live in Charlotte, I mean, it's kind of a small town. People know her, know me. Like, who's that guy she's eating? I mean, but a woman could do that, And
what we do, if you've got an agent that gives you 3 or 4, you have your marketing girl. Lady. I have a lady. I mean, the word girl, what I'm meaning, you need somebody who's mature, too. I mean, she can't be, she's got to fit in with the agents. We do a lot of, hey, are you available tomorrow at 10? They'll text back, no, I got something. How about Friday? Yeah. All right, do me a favor. Meet me at Starbucks on Vanderbilt and 41. I'm going to buy you a coffee in Danish. And they'll come back with why. And then you just say, because I want to get some feedback on you on the inspection crew, and I want to buy you a coffee. They love it. They meet them over there for a free coffee.
Cool.
You don't take them to lunch. Meet them at Starbucks. Have your marketing person meet them at Starbucks.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And that's not real heavy. That's not like a real.
And we already baited them with you want their feedback.
Sure. No.
Okay. I get feedback all the time. Some of it I don't agree with, but some I do. I have a problem with my inspectors right now. They're looking shabby.
Right.
Okay. We just had a meeting. You guys are getting haircuts. Okay. I dry clean my inspectors' clothes for them. All right.
Wow.
They get dressed at if not, they're not going to iron it, and they're going to look shabby.
Right.
So it's easier to keep the image right instead of just fighting with these guys and just, hey, here you go. Boom. Now, don't get me wrong. They take the pants home and wash them, but they come in a T-shirt, switch shirts, boom, out the door.
Good stuff.
Image is everything in this business.
Absolutely. Oh, AJ, I just got a few more questions. What is the best part of your job and why?
What are you talking about? Somebody who's been in this so long, I'm burned out almost. I mean, I like the flexibility of it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I probably don't work 8 hours in June. Okay, I do like the flexibility. It's not, once you get the system in place, you're not getting beat to death. Okay, right. You're not fighting somebody else making the same product as you. I mean, the flexibility and the availability to say, hey, you know what, I'm not doing an inspection Friday. I'm taking Friday off and hanging out with my kids. That's probably what I like the best in it.
Right. Oh, that's good stuff. AJ, is there anything you're working on right now that has you excited or jacked up?
The app. The app and the video inspections is probably going to be, I want to be one of the first ones to break through in that wave. I know you're into drones. I obviously met you because I called you on the drone. I can't even fly this damn little thing.
Oh, you got the hot dance.
Yeah, I can't even get the damn thing off the ground without hitting the wall, so I don't know how well that's going to work out for us.
Well, call me off the air. I'll help you with it.
Yeah, that thing, it keeps going left, right, and crashing.
I'll help you with it.
I am highly recommend you guys become extremely educated in the environmental things in a house now.
Okay.
You can make more money in mold and more money in toxins and more money in air quality. And even these people, I don't know, depending on your area, the green studies.
Right.
Okay? You can do these energy audits, add a mold to it with the home inspection, and you're making 5 times the money than a home inspection.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But if you think you're going to buy a kit from ProLab in Miami, for $199, go out there and air sample, send it in and send them a report and think you're a moldologist, it's not going to happen. Okay, you have to be very good at finding, especially you guys that have basements. I mean, you've got to get to the point where you know how the air is circulating in the house, what the toxins are in the house, what mold areas. When you're good at mold, you can name your own game.
Right. Oh, good stuff. Well, last question I got for you, AJ, and I'll let you get back to your kids. If you had to move to a brand new town equal to the size of Naples and just pretend like it's just like Naples,
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I love Wilmington. You've been to Wilmington?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful area. And you had to start all over. But now your room and board's taken care of. You still have all your equipment and all your knowledge. You just don't know anybody. So basically, it's kind of a marketing question. You got $5,000. What are you going to do with that $5,000 marketing-wise to get your name out?
The first thing I do with the $5,000 is hire someone.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Because everything is paid for. The next thing I would do if you're just starting out, do inspections for free for 3 months. Okay? And you can just say, hey, I'm new to the area. I've had my business. Now, even if you're not even had a business, okay, I want the opportunity to work for you. Okay?
Right.
In return, I will do your first inspection with me for free.
Okay.
Okay? You now have hooked an agent.
Right. Right.
Okay? When you do it for free, she's going to go back and say, that's probably one of the best inspections I ever had, and it was free. And what you're going to do afterward is, and you're going to send her a letter saying, the reason I do this is free is so you can see my skills and qualifications.
Right. Right.
Okay? If you're going to try and come into an area and take over ABC Inspections, who's established with these agents, you're going to have to give something up.
Right. 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 Yeah, no, I'm with you, and you got to bring that wow factor, like you said. You've got to wow them. It can't just be another ho-hum inspection. It's got to be, you've got to wow them. You
better look good. Wow. You better look good. You better have the technology, and don't forget, when you leave this site, the only thing anyone sees is the report.
Right.
Okay. Don't send a 250-page report with a bunch of shit all text, huge paragraphs. It scares the hell out of everybody. Okay.
Right.
Send a very clean report. And the other thing, here's another tip, which I'll let this one go. I don't care. I've used it so much it'll work now. Okay, you've got a GoPro. Anybody you guys using any of these other cameras, it's time to get a GoPro.
Right.
Okay. When you're done with the house, you have to walk around anyways. Take the GoPro, put it in HD, and take a killer set of photos of the house.
Right, right.
Especially if you're up, well, you have the drone, that's even better, but especially if you're up high. If you're on the roof, shoot down, everything. Send the inspection report the next day. Take those 25 photos, put them in a file, put them together, and send them to them and say, hey, as a courtesy, I'm on the site. I know you guys are all excited about your new houses and want to show your aunts and uncles and all your relatives this house. I've included 20 HD photos for you to share amongst your friends.
Nice, nice.
At the bottom of the photo has your company name.
Nice, nice.
Okay? Now, one thing, and never send those to the agent. What will happen is they will no longer talk about the damn inspection report. They'll tell the agent, you wouldn't believe what that guy did. He went out of his way to take 20 beautiful photos of my house that I don't own yet and send them to me free of charge.
You know what else they're going to do, AJ? They're going to put it on social media, and you got your thing there on the bottom. Nice.
Yep.
I like it.
And you know how long that takes?
Not long.
Literally a minute.
Right. I like it, man. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
And you're just adding something to your service free of charge that separates you from the guy next door.
Oh, good stuff.
Because they don't have pictures of the house yet. They don't live in it. They haven't even bought it yet.
Right, right.
So when they show them to their colleagues at work who are all in your same neighborhood, and they keep seeing the name at the bottom, and I guarantee you, then their friends, family, whoever they show those photos to, okay, will use you.
Good stuff. I agree with you.
And they upload them to Facebook, so you got more logo with your meta tags. I mean, it's a no-win situation. I mean, because if you meta tag the pictures, when they start posting them on Facebook, look at my house I just bought, and God knows what else they do with them, but you've just added over a year of 100 inspections, 20 photos. You've added, 200,000 meta tags to the internet for yourself.
Backlinks. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Good stuff. Well, AJ, you have been more than gracious with your time. I know our listeners really appreciate it. You dropped gold nuggets. I'm going to go back and listen to this interview again myself and take notes.
Good. I'll call you and figure out how to fly this damn little drone.
Hey, let me know, man. If you're ever up this way, man, we'll go flying. It's cool.
I can't even. I'll talk to you off this thing, but I can't even get the damn joystick calibrated right.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can unrecord this thing. Let me see if I can turn the. I tell you what. I'm gonna.
Call me back.
Okay, I will. Thanks, AJ. All right,
Thanks, guys. Good luck, guys, in the industry.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks for checking out the Successful Home Inspector podcast. You can find show links at thesuccessfulhomeinspector.com. Check out the website for special offers, information, and other resources. Thanks again for listening to the Successful Home Inspector podcast. And remember to check back for new episodes. The Successful Home Inspector podcast is brought to you by Preston Sandlin and Home Inspection Carolina.